What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of TretoWithOutARadio. I'm your host with the most. You already know. I got, what up, Renee?
No. You got Renee from the other day? Did you laugh and then just bail on the intro?
I did. I was like, fuck, should I let him do it? Should I do it? How do you feel about that? Like, do you think the listeners, they're kind of onto us now with the whole intro and how much I messed it up? No.
I think so. I wonder if people are like, no, there's no way. This is a thing. That's their thing. They mess up the intro.
No, we really do mess it up. No.
It's legit messed up. Yeah. But, as you can see, we're not at our normal place.
Yo, $20 to whoever could guess what state we're in right now.
Ooh, that's good. You want to make that a competition? Leave a comment below. What state do you think we're in?
Like a timestamp?
Yeah. And the winner, we'll figure something out for the winner.
Yeah. All right, here we go. We're gonna tell you what state we're in. No.
And what state are we in?
I thought you were gonna say it now. Yo, we're coming to you live from Wisconsin.
Yeah. Land of the cheese.
Land of the cheese. Land of the Green Bay Packers too.
Land of the people who beat the Bears.
Bro. Yo, so if you're caught up with our Instagram, you'd know that we did a podcast convention?
Podcast Fest? I think it was called Festival.
Wisconsin Podcast Fest. We just got back from it. It was super dope. Learned a lot. And we figured since we're in Wisconsin, might as well do an episode in the hotel room.
Straight from the hotel room. If you want to... I can't even make the reference because it's R. Kelly.
No.
We're actually in the Airbnb.
This is a nice wall. No.
Nice wall at the Airbnb. No, we're shooting at a hotel that didn't exist a month ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it wasn't open yet.
So this is brand new?
It is brand spanking new. We are probably the only podcast that has ever shot here.
I honestly think that, yeah. Wait, so this place is not haunted then?
I don't know what was here before.
That's true, yeah.
If you think about that, though, we're probably the only podcast right now. And this is a pretty nice hotel. I'm not going to lie. They got a nice, bar downstairs. They got a really nice lobby area.
Yeah, it's very nice. You know, you could tell when a hotel's nice when it's difficult to, find your way through the hallways, you know?
Because if it's straightforward,
it's all right, yeah.
So, I feel pretty confident in saying when we're done with this, there's probably been more podcasts recorded here than porns.
Oh, that's true. Yo, this is if you think about it, okay, not to be weird, but porn production, they have to set up their equipment and stuff. They literally need lighting and angles, and
they got to set up their cameras.
That's weird, right?
Yeah. So we got in first.
Wow. Before
remember who hit it first.
Oh, there you go. I see you. No.
Fucking shout out to Ray J.
Stupid. So Podcast Fest. This was I think their first annual.
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
The first one.
Yeah. And we decided to do it, and it was super dope. If you listen to a lot of podcasts, even if you don't have your own podcast, this is a cool place to find out about other people's shit.
Yeah, because there was a handful of people that were oh no, I don't have a podcast, or oh, I'm just trying to figure out what this is all about, that kind of thing.
Yeah, or they're just interested in starting one, and we did a bunch of workshops, which we could get into, but right off the bat, I noticed there was a lady who she didn't have a podcast, but she had a vlog.
Yeah.
And when she approached us in Spanish, which is totally cool. I mean, come on, we look like Hispanic.
I mean, she took a wild shot in the dark, and she was 100% right. So
she's like, "Yo, y'all speak Spanish?
Y'all español?"
See, nah, I'm nervous. Yo, I noticed that my Spanish is horrible.
Oh man, I saw you were struggling for a second there.
I was, dude, because it's so hard to translate certain words, podcast,
podcast.
Oh, no. Budapest.
Budapest.
Oh,
Budapest.
I've been there. No, I haven't been to Budapest, but yeah, there's so many words, and then her Spanish was just so fluent, bro, and it was really cool,
so easy. You could tell there was zero translation that was happening. She was just talking.
Yeah, that was cool, and the fact that just everyone's super networking mode.
Yeah, everyone was really chill too. I really enjoyed that because apparently some of the podcasts are really pretty big. The last workshop, the second to last workshop that we went to, the dude worked in radio for 22 years, and then the other guy has a successful food blog and all this.
Yeah, it was funny. He mentioned that when he first got put on, I guess he kind of went viral for some type of food McDonald's thing, and Anderson Cooper was making fun of him on his show.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty cool.
No, yeah, but, he said he like ordered one of everything like on the regular menu and on the breakfast menu, which at the time was a big deal because they didn't have the all day breakfast.
They didn't. You remember when that came out?
That was a game changer.
That was.
Or no, remember they had the late night breakfast first? Where it was like that's what after it was. 11 p.m. you could get like some breakfast items.
And we did Black Friday shopping. And it was like 3 a.m. We were super stoked.
Hit up the breakfast. Yeah. Got you had fries. I remember I got fries and a hash brown.
You were so excited.
I was so excited. Yeah. I had double the fucking potato.
I got a McMuffin and a cheeseburger.
It was great.
It was cool. But yeah, so that guy had like a food channel, and like there were just so many different like podcasts out there, and it makes you realize like, yo, our podcast is cool, but like there's others that are like super cool.
Yeah, there's like people that are doing it. I feel like I know we talked about it before we got here or there. It's weird talking about this intense now.
Yeah.
Before we went to the festival, we were talking about it like, what if we show up and everyone's like super whack, or like what if we show up and like we find out like we just suck,
Bro, yeah.
Like, I felt it was kind of cool because we were pretty like normal, like there wasn't a clear discrepancy between like what we were doing and like what the bigger podcasts there were doing,
right?
And like there wasn't like a drop off. Like it was cool. It felt like you guys are like we're going down the right path.
Like whether we have like 50 followers or 5,000 followers, it didn't feel different.
Right, it's the same basic pieces.
Yeah.
So I really liked that, and I think that was a really big takeaway from the whole thing as a whole. And we can get in depth to some of the things that stuck out to you. Like there was some people that I thought were just really funny, and like that kind of thing.
Yeah. So kind of to piggyback off of that, I love that whole aspect where just even if you didn't have like a business card or anything like that, you could still like, it's so easy now to like network without an email. Like that podcast that we linked up with, like literally just followed them on Instagram. Now he even said like, yo, you got my info. Like,
that's true. He reached out.
Now we could like, and it's so cool because
in the crowded room all the way in the back. No,
yo, my man. No, but it's cool because back in the day, it's like you needed business card, you needed like either like any type of like information. Yeah. Now it's like, yo, Instagram, IG, like, follow me, Twitter.
Yeah, you give me that double tap, I'll double tap back.
Ooh, you know what I'm saying? That's what got Charlie Sheen in trouble. Yeah, but shit like that, I thought that was really dope. Yeah. And I mean, there's like depending on what like field you're in, you have like networking like events. But with this one, it was like super dope because this is literally what we do just for fun. Right. To see a room full of people do the exact same shit.
It's really cool, yeah. And I feel like that's the same thing that people get when they go to like convention, like Comic-Con, for example. Like it's a big ass room of people that are like stoked about comics and all this shit, like the same as you. Yeah. So it was like that, but for podcasts.
Yeah. Quick side note, bro. So this chair doesn't go down, and my feet are dangling like a mother. Bro, I feel like a little ass kid waiting for like my turn.
Waiting on the bus bench.
Yeah, like just waiting. Okay. No. So if I look a little awkward and I'm like moving around, it's because I don't know what to do. Yeah. I don't know what to do with my feet. But
we should have taken one of those boxes. So our camera is propped up on a coffee table, and then on the insides of a trash can, and then on the outside of a trash can. So like we had to prop it up with stuff around the room.
Yeah, it's a weird setup. We forgot our tripod, but yo, this is raw. This is like guerrilla style podcasting right now.
Yeah, this is where it's at. You're in ground zero. Yeah.
No. I liked how people's reaction when we told them we're from Chicago. Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool because it was primarily like,
it was all like local Milwaukee based podcasts. Yeah. It seemed, especially because like the group that was putting it on was a podcast network. So a collection of podcasts all under one umbrella. Yeah. And they were all, Milwaukee based. So I think we might have been the most not Milwaukee, around Milwaukee area podcast there. And we were from Chicago. So it's not like we were super far.
Right. But it's still because we're close enough where we could still network and like if they want to be on our show, we could be on their show, but it's still further enough where you're just like, damn, those guys are from Chicago.
Yeah, it's like a whole different market. I was like, damn, those Milwaukee guys,
right?
Forget it. Like they started talking about how the Bears lost to the Packers.
Oh my god, yeah. So we're in this middle of a seminar, like Q&A, And they're like, yeah, sometimes you can speak different. Like, you would project the way you talk about how the Packers beat the Bears the other night. And then Renee and I were like, whoa, hold on, slow down. Like,
hey, it was a close game. No.
Yeah, ease up with that tone. No,
well, but I don't like the way you're talking, sir.
No. Just get up and leave. No. But yeah, shit like that. Like, those workshops were pretty dope, man.
Yeah, I think even like the workshops that, like the first one, when we got there, we kind of just sat in it just to sit in it, and I feel like
the very first one,
yeah, we were so intrigued and felt like there was so much stuff going on that we ordered GoPuff, hashtag GoPuff, no,
that was dope,
to bring us notebooks to start taking down notes.
Yeah, which is funny because like that's the one thing they told us to do. Like, bring a notepad, like have something to to
take write notes with, and like have all this. And we were like, for whatever one reason or another, we're just like, we'll be all right.
Yeah, we'll be all right. What's the least,
Yeah, they're not gonna say anything important. No.
And right off the bat, the very first one was like, do this, do that, monetize, like get leads, and then it was like, oh shit, we need something.
Doing all this stuff on this, but it was I did want to talk about that a little bit. Going between the first seminar that we sat in and the second seminar, it was like night and day. Like, cause like the first two, like they were both like business owners, and like they had built their own company and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
And so like they were really proper, like really professional. They had a PowerPoint slide going, and they would take turns talking, and then they would hit the next. All they were missing was like the little clicker,
literally,
to go to the next screen. And like all this stuff, really, really professional, really, formal language. And then the next one, we're talking about fucking squirrels.
Yo, literally,
and not even fucking squirrels, like these fucking assholes or something. Like literally squirrels having sex.
We went into depth. Like it was just a whole different workshop. Like that workshop was supposed to be about like, I don't know, generating content, right?
Generating creating content and social media.
So we went into detail on how squirrels have sex, and it's like someone was like, "Yo, is that doggy style?" And then it's like, "No, it's squirrely style." Like,
yeah. What? Like, does it change with the animal? So, like, do cats do it cat style?
Right. Yeah. That's a good question.
Actually, how do cats?
Do they?
See, this is why we had a conversation about squirrels.
I kid you not. So we went not hiking. We went kayaking the other day,
and you saw in the middle
of the lake. Someone that went with us is like a big like cat person.
Yeah.
So in the middle of the lake, I was like, "Yo, have you guys ever seen a cat's like penis?"
Oh shit.
Have you though?
I haven't.
Right? And then that's why I was like,
I've also never really looked.
I was like, "Do cats have dicks?"
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Bro, how do they reproduce?" And I was like, "Yeah, but like you never check for a cat dick."
Yeah.
Is that weird? Is that a little bestiality or whatever the hell it's called?
Bestiality? No,
is that a little weird?
Bestiality is when you're actually fucking the cat.
No, well, yeah, but like I mean, if you're checking for a cat dick, you're on the path of being weird,
slippery slope.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I don't know. I guess that's kind of a good point. Like you don't really look for a dog's penis either. But you see it.
But you see it though.
You know it's there.
Right, like when they get excited, like it'll relax.
No. Maybe relax.
Relax, dog. No.
I don't know. Maybe I just haven't been around people that have cats all that much. So
you never really noticed one?
Never really see. I've only seen cats like from afar, I guess.
And then that goes back to like I've never seen squirrels fuck before.
Yeah. So that was the whole point with that conversation. That she was like, "Oh, hey, by the way, the next they called them breakout sessions, right?
Yeah.
The next breakout section is going to start in 5 minutes. I'm going to be talking. I'm supposed to be talking about this and that, but you guys could come in. We'll talk about whatever. Like we could talk about squirrels having sex if you want."
And everyone's like, "Oh shit!"
And then
we'll rush to the room.
Seminar was packed. Like there was people standing. It was like a 200-person room. No.
People in the back. No.
No, but it was cool. She didn't have any PowerPoint. She just like pulled up a chair and sat there.
Yeah, it was very like one-on-one. Ask me whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
Which I loved because it wasn't like someone standing in front of a screen like just like reading shit.
Right.
It was literally like experience based. She even said she's like, "I'm not a pro. I've just been in the game for like 15 years," which I like a lot.
It was weird how she was like, I don't know shit. Like like you guys don't. I'm not any smarter than you.
Right.
And then she goes into how she got this double major in like criminology and some other shit. I was like, You're so what?
Okay, so you are smarter than us.
So you are smarter. You are better than me.
So you lied. You know how fucking squirrels have sex. Nah.
Yeah. Or she's actually a veterinarian.
Bro, see? Can't trust these people.
Or what is it called? A zoologist, I think. It's like the study of animal.
When I think of zoologist, I think of Brookfield Zoo, and it's just like, I don't know. Like I always, that's like the first thought I had.
You made it sound like it was like a bad memory or something, though.
Well, there was one time this llama got really close to my face. Nah, imagine I get spit by a llama. Nah. That'd be kind of cool, actually.
Would it? Yeah,
because it's like, yo, I just got spit by a llama.
But like a llama spit isn't like. Okay, like let me back up. I guess if a person spits on you,
that's disrespectful as fuck.
It's disrespectful, but like it's just spit, you know.
Right.
As bad as it is, it's just spit. Okay. I think llamas, their spit is always filled with mucus as well.
Oh, so it's like a bacterial type of thing?
Yeah, so like you could legitimately get sick from a llama spitting on you. And like, you know, a person spitting on you can get sick too, but the chances from a llama are a lot higher.
Yeah, I can see that.
So
I take that back.
I don't know if I'd be cool with a llama spitting on me.
But what are you going to do about it though? Like you can't.
I'll fuck that llama up. I'll jump that fence.
We'll square up with the llama.
This is a petting zoo, bitch.
Ooh.
I'm about to pet you so hard.
About to catch these hands. But yeah, dude, it was cool, man. Like the whole experience today was I don't know how to describe it without sounding weird, but it was just like it felt comfortable because everyone there was doing the exact same shit we're doing. Yeah.
And that was one of the other sessions that we sat in on. There was a session just about lighting and audio setup and equipment and all that.
Yeah.
And yes, I know the lighting is a little bit weird, but we did the best we could do in a hotel room.
Yeah.
They only had one movable light.
Yeah, for real. Even though we had a whole discussion on lighting and ways to perfect it.
But okay, it's fine.
We got this.
No, but like the main part and everyone's questions like revolved around audio and like how to do this or like how to do that. And even in a lot of the other sessions, there was like, oh, well, how do you mix your audio? Like, how do you record your audio? How do you do this with your audio? And like a lot of like editing questions and that kind of stuff. And so I thought that was really cool because I feel like at least for the audio related questions and the editing questions, I felt like we already knew all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it was really cool that we kind of had this leg up that we didn't even realize, you know?
Yeah, but it wasn't like, oh, we know this. It was like, oh yeah, that's a refresher. Like,
right.
Yeah.
It was like that kind of thing where. Yeah, like you said, like a refresher, and it was just kind of cool to know that when we struggle with like our audio or like our lighting or like something like that, like everyone else is literally in that same boat, you know?
Yeah, because there has been times where like back in earlier episodes, remember we used to like tweak the audio and it would just be bad.
Yep.
And it's like, yo, all right, next time we know to do this or like to do that.
And even like the presenter is just like, yeah, you know, like. Again, it came up a lot. They're like, you know, I'm not an expert. Like, I've been doing this for a while, and this is what I've learned from trial and error.
That's a lot. That plays a big role, just trial and error. Like, you know how to tweak it to fit your needs.
Right.
Because, everyone's setup is different.
Yeah. And then, because everyone's setup is different. Everyone has different microphones. There was one dude that, look at him already.
Shout out to this dude. If you're watching this, I'm sorry. Nah.
Like, so this one guy, and he was sitting in on most of the sessions that we were in. He might have just been sitting there the whole time. I think he was in the same chair the whole day.
Yeah, probably.
But he was asking a lot of questions. You know, he was trying to gather information, and like that's the whole point at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But like, bro, a lot of his questions, like, I felt like he just wasn't getting it. Like, because he's like, yeah, I'm having this trouble. And to put it in like context that hopefully more people will understand, it's like, yeah, my feet always really hurt whenever I'm wearing a high heel on one shoe and like a slipper on the other shoe. I'm not sure why. And then it's like, well, there's your problem. You're wearing two different shoes.
Right. Yeah.
And like your feet are gonna hurt after that.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but like, how can I fix it? It's like, well, wear the same. You know, wear two of the same shoe.
Yeah, exactly. He would be like, well, if I have like a bigger heel, is that gonna help? Like,
yeah, like what?
No, man, just buy another slipper. You know,
like either buy another slipper or buy another heel. And like he asked like 3 or 4 times around it, and it was just so funny that like he was so intent on it. And then there was like other things like like the syncing of audio and video.
Yeah.
And he was like trying to do all this complicated stuff.
Yeah, like timestamps
and like all this like digital encoding and stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, the presenter at the time, the speaker, I guess, she gave some kind of clarification and some knowledge around that. And then at the end of it, she's like, "Yeah, but you could just clap. Like that'll kind of do the bulk of the work."
And then just line it up.
But it was like he didn't even listen to that. He was like, "Yeah, so with these time codes," I was like, "Bro, like this is gonna save you so much time. Just do it this way."
And then for anyone that's ever messed with like video production or any type of editing, like when you sync up an audio with a video file, like it's really all it is. Like you just gotta clap and use that as your
put it once. It's like one of those things. I feel like because he was talking about how he couldn't get it to synchronize and eventually it would desynchronize. I was like, one, I bet you it's happening because you're not really synced. You just think you are. Mm-hmm. But two, like you're creating more problems for yourself than by trying to do these fancy solutions. Yeah. Then like you just clap. Like,
even that same presenter, I liked how she mentioned that if you could fix something while shooting, do it, because then in post production
it makes your work so much easier.
Yeah, like why are you gonna spend so much time in post when you could just do it a certain way and eliminate that whole
eliminate
task.
The problem.
Yeah.
So stuff like that I think were really cool, and like the presenters there was like a variety of presenters. I feel like no two presentations were the same.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And at the same time, there was like live podcast going. There was like we had VIP passes that came with a free drink. They had a cash bar. No, it was really cool. Had that. I know Treto got a mimosa in the morning. I had a couple Bloody Marys throughout the day.
If you guys saw the drink bracket episode, bro, that mimosa hit perfect.
I wanted a mimosa badly, but I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get sleepy if I drink this mimosa.
Yeah.
So I had a couple Bloody Marys. I was ready to go, but
like
bro,
a savage. No.
How cold was that place though?
Oh my god, bro! And I'm a warm guy. Like I'm always like hot.
Yeah.
Dude, I was shivering.
Yeah,
like there was a point where I was like, yo, like I'm about to buy a sweater or something because I can't take it.
Legit, I don't think I've ever seen Treto like this visibly cold. Like when you could look at someone like, oh yeah, they're cold. Like that kind of cold. Like you look that cold. Like. An hour into it, like we were there for like 6 hours.
Like the end of Titanic when that girl's on the fucking
on the
door thing,
on the door, and she doesn't let Leo on.
No, you get cold underneath the water.
No, you freeze. You want to be Captain America or not?
That was me today. I'm all freezing.
It was really bad. I look over, Treto's freezing. Well, because I don't remember how much you can see in the shot, but he wore a t-shirt and shorts.
Ta-da.
And so I was in there. I had jeans on and I had a t-shirt and I still had like a light pullover like hoodie
scarf
thing. Yeah, had a scarf.
Timberlands.
Had my Timbs on.
Yeah.
And like I was cold, and I was wearing jeans and a long sleeve essentially.
I was fucking freezing.
And so Trader must have been dying.
Yeah, but it's cool though, man, because I'd rather be cold than fucking sweating.
You just crack open another beer. They had plenty of free water. You would have been good.
That's true, yeah. Yo, that's another thing. Spotted Cow, man. I had one of those today.
They just had them there like nothing.
For our drinkers out there, that Spotted Cow is not sold in the U.S. No,
it's not
in
sold
Illinois.
In the States.
Yeah, in Illinois. So I took advantage of the Wisconsin beer.
Yeah,
it's pretty dope, man. Today was cool. It was fun. It was like informative. Would you do it again?
Oh yeah, I would definitely like to come to another one, even if it's this exact same one a year later. Like, it'd be dope to see how they like up their game,
Yeah,
because you could really tell that they were kind of just winging it today a lot.
Yeah, for their first one, they were just trying out shit. Yeah,
and then they had they had booths and like companies that like didn't really make sense. There was like one for like a church.
Oh yeah,
and they were there all day. Like I don't know if anybody talked to them.
There was a headphone brand though.
Yeah, and there were some really dope headphones. We ended up trying them near the end of the day, and I asked the dude like, "Yo, what are these headphones called?" He's like, "I don't know, man. I just work here." Like,
that's the thing. Like they were there, but they did a bad job. Like showing their products.
There wasn't any like push to like, hey, check this out or do that kind of thing.
Kind of like when Michael Scott's at the at the college fair or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
job
and they're
fair.
just sitting there with nothing. Like all the other companies have this cool shit going on.
With a piece of paper on the table.
A single piece of paper
that the kids signed.
And it was like a super, whatchamacallit, like a super specific type of paper too.
Yeah.
Like I can't remember what it was called, but like it was super specific. It was like cream.
Yeah,
like,
it was like you had to get that one because that shows the value of the company. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like when people see a crisp piece of paper. What is wrong with you? No.
Yo, guys, this is Raw and Uncut. We're in a hotel room and we're about to check the camera because, as you can see, we just got lost signal or footage or this weird ghost camera. So we'll be right back. Keep it locked. It's literally gonna take like 2 seconds. All right. Like I can snap this and we're gonna be right back. See, now we're back. That was like perfect.
That's perfect. Nothing even happened. It's just the camera. The camera probably changed.
What are you guys talking about? Nah.
The angle probably shifted all crazy.
It's like, yo, Treto, why do you have a flannel on? Nah.
I was cold.
Yeah, but yeah, man, fucking, this podcast festival was dope, dude.
Yeah, it was cool. I definitely, I want to go to more now. Actually, like I feel like I want to check out other ones. Like maybe there's a Chicago-based one or something.
I hope so. I know there's a big one. They move around the country, but this year it was in Orlando. Podcast Movement, and I follow them on Instagram and stuff. They're really cool. If you want to follow them, check them out. They're Podcast Movement, and it looked dope. Like their like recap video looked pretty cool.
I feel like you can make anything look kind of cool in a recap video.
Put some upbeat,
put some music in the background.
Music.
You just take shots of people smiling, like holding their drinks up, like that's it.
Yeah, right. But you get like good-looking people to be in the video.
Yeah, you find the best-looking people at the place.
Yeah. All right, well, maybe we won't go. No.
Wow.
But, no, dude, like, so I didn't want to have any, like, high expectations for this one.
Yeah.
Because I was like, yo, it's their first one. Like, I even told you, right? Like, yo, what if it's super whack and, like, it's just a bunch of farmers with podcasts? I mean, no offense to Wisconsin.
No offense to fucking farmer podcasts. No.
Yo, I love me some,
love me some cheese curds.
Yeah. Yo, cheese curds, though? All right. But, yeah, I didn't want to have any high hopes. But no, it was actually really dope. Like, I was actually gonna tell you, like, yo, if it's whack, like, we could just get tickets to the Cubs versus Brewers game tonight. Yeah. But no, it was cool.
No, it was fun. I enjoyed the whole time that we were there. I'm trying to think. There was another person that I thought was really funny, like with their it wasn't a person in general. It was just more of a in general tone. Okay. I felt like a lot of people they were very focused on the like monetization. Yeah. Like they were focused to a flaw on it, you know? Like that was like all they cared about. Like I felt like most people their questions were generated towards that.
Like, yo, when can I start making money?
Yeah, like when can I make money? Yeah. And I think most of the presenters they kind of ignored it except for like the last group. Right. And they were like, "Yeah, bro, it's not going to happen. Like if you're trying to retire off of the money that you're making from your podcast, like it's not going to happen, you know?"
Yeah, I noticed that because everyone there had a real job. Like, this wasn't their primary source of income, right? And I think they even mentioned like if you're an influencer, then like you have a better chance of like actually developing some type of income,
right? Because you already have a backing.
Yeah, that's another thing though. I noticed that the speakers, the presenters, they made it seem like they already had a following. Yeah. You know, because some of them worked radio, others were like bloggers, others were just like marketing.
Straight up marketing people.
Yeah. And then it made me question, like, yo, do we need a better following before attempting to create this, like, TretoWithOutARadio cult? No.
TretoWithOutARadio C?
What would be our group
incorporated?
Name? Yeah, like the Beehive and the fucking...
The Treto heads. The tea heads.
Tea heads.
All right, that one's all right.
Yeah, it sounds like you drink a lot of tea.
Yeah, the tea head. Hey, you a tea head?
What up, tea heads?
What up, my tea heads?
New intro. Nah. Yo, what up, tea heads? Nah. Sounds like I'm about to fight everybody.
Yeah. Side note that reminded me of. So when we were coming out of the parking garage earlier today, so we were coming out of the parking garage, and it was the door to go out into the street, you know. And I opened the door and I was like, what up, bitches? Like, just, general. I'm not talking to anybody. I'm just kind of saying it. And as I opened the door, I'm like halfway through saying it. And there's this girl walking down the street.
Literally, like, crossing each... Like, we could have bumped into her.
Yeah, like, right in front of me. I was so embarrassed. But, like, I was most of the way through the word bitches already. So, like, I had to just finish it. Yeah. I had to let it ride out.
Bro, she gave you a look like, what the fuck? Dude, that was funny. Like, what up, bitches?
Like, I couldn't stop. Like, I felt like it would have been more awkward had I stopped.
Yeah. What if it was a whole group of, like, girls? We would have got your
Yeah, I feel like if it was a whole group of girls, and then, like, the way I said it, they probably would have just wooed, and we would have been we would have had a good time. Up? Yeah. It's one of those things, like, you can't call a girl a bitch when she's by herself. But if you say it when she's with a group of her friends and you're like, what up, bitches? And they're like,
hey, where the bitches at? Ah.
Right? Yeah. Exactly.
Like a DJ has to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why is that a special power? Like, why can't I just go up to a group of girls and be like, what up, bitches?
Oh hell no. Like,
Yeah.
But if you were a DJ, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Where my bitches at? Yeah.
They'd be yelling. They'd be having a good old time.
That bitches are
you gotta earn the right to call bitches.
Yeah, that's very like sketchy ground that I don't want to step on, because
so like okay, so like you could be a DJ and then you could say it. You could be another girl in the group. Because I feel like girls refer to other girls as their bitches,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like that's my bitch. Like, yeah.
So like,
it's such an ugly word.
How else can you like? Without fear of somebody taking it the wrong way, say like "what up, bitches" to a group of girls.
Well, if you're shaking up with your grandma, that's kind of
it's like "what up, bitch"?
What up, bitch? No. What up, ho? No,
oh shit, grandma.
That's like her response.
Wait,
what up, ho? No, like oh shit, grandma, relax. No,
we don't relax around here.
Yeah, I relax when I'm gone. No.
I can't think of any other situation. I feel like those are the two safe ones.
Yeah, no, that's about it. Yo, you know that Vine where the teacher's like, whoever threw that, your mom's a hoe.
Yeah.
I want to meet that guy. No.
That's funny. You think he knows he's like a famous Vine?
I hope so. No. Him and the teacher that they recorded every day wearing a different color sweater or whatever.
Or like, because he comes in the same way. He's like, hello, hello. That's cool. It's just him on a different bunch of shirts.
Yeah.
Bro, that reminds me of a teacher that I had in college, my freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
He had like legit had like 4 different SpongeBob shirts.
Oh snap!
That he would just wear. So like he had like a couple T-shirts. He had like a SpongeBob polo.
Oh, that's pretty
cool. He had like a long sleeve SpongeBob, and that was just like his go-to rotation.
Yeah,
it was so weird. Like I think that's the weirdest thing I've had a teacher wear.
Imagine him on the weekend though, fucking SpongeBob suit.
No, he's in a full 3-piece suit, but it's all SpongeBob.
Right?
Like, did you ever have a teacher who wore weird stuff like that?
I had a teacher that had a weird tie thing going on. Like his ties were always so like random.
Yeah.
But he was like the coolest math teacher.
So like this is the type of dude who wears like a tie that has like Santa's sleigh and some reindeer around Christmas.
Yeah, or like yeah, exactly.
He wore like an Easter tie.
You know who he reminded me of? Jim Carrey.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So I forgot his name, but he was cool.
He was just weird and wacky.
Yeah, he was just exactly. That's exactly what he was. Yeah, but it fit. Like even the tie thing, it was like, yo, like you would buy that.
It pulled together. Like this is who you are.
Right. Yeah. That was pretty cool.
He was probably a weird kid.
Yeah, you ever think that? Like
nobody just figures out how to dress like that,
Like he had to experiment.
Right. Like it had to come over years of time.
Yo, do you ever think like when you're a kid, you don't know how you're gonna be when you're an adult, right?
Right.
But like when you see adults, it's like, yo, that kid was, or he was weird when he was a kid, just like how you did now.
Yeah.
At what point in your life do you transcend to like you just accept that you're gonna be a weird adult?
Yeah.
Like you're like, all right,
that's weird.
Well, wacky ties are my thing. Like it's always been my thing. Like
you think there was a period in time where he tried to fight it. He was like, no, I'm gonna wear a solid black tie. It's gonna be great. But he was like dying inside whenever he wore it or something.
Like he tried to do the corporate thing, but it just wasn't him. Like he couldn't like send emails out all day. So he chose to work with like teenagers.
Yeah, so he could wear his wacky ties.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's that weird kind of thing. Like.
Yeah.
Because you got to figure out. Yeah, I guess at what point do people figure out who they are?
Exactly. Like that probably happened to us already, or it probably hasn't. You know?
Right. Yeah. So you might think it already happened, but then like 2 years from now, you're like, man, I don't know what I was thinking.
Yo, podcast? Me?
T-shirts? No.
Yeah, black T-shirts with my name on them? Who does that? Nah.
Who would do that, Jeffrey? No.
Wow.
Yeah,
Jeffrey?
So
No.
In case you haven't noticed, Treto and I are both wearing TretoWithOutARadio shirts.
Don't look at my man boobs.
But he went with the solid black, and then I got this gray bluish color. It was weird, like when you described it, because Treto went to the store and picked them out and all that.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, it's like a grayish blue. Like this is exactly the color I imagined."
Really?
Like there was no doubt in my mind. Like this is the color he bought.
That's no way to describe it, but yeah,
it's just perfect.
But yeah, man, I hope I'm not a weird like old guy. You know what I'm saying? Like not like a creepy like sexual sense, but like a weird like awkward.
Like kids don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, like if the ball comes in my yard, like just get it. Like let's not do this awkward. Don't come in. Don't. You know?
Yeah.
Just hop the fence like a normal kid.
Hop the fence like a normal kid.
I'm not going to open the door for you. You better hop. Yeah, I used to hop them.
You better hop.
Yeah. But, you know, like, I don't want to be like that grumpy old guy.
Oh, the one who's like, oh, crap. Like, it went into Mr. Treto's yard. That ball's gone forever.
Yeah. But how do you avoid that, though?
I don't know. You just be friendly, I guess. I don't. Like, you gotta give them a reason to think that, you know?
Yeah.
Like at some point, like that grumpy neighbor who you're like, oh, that ball's gone forever. Like he must have done something where it was like, screw you kids, like you stop playing with this ball, and then like takes their ball away or something. You know, like it doesn't happen for no reason.
Yeah. Well, do you think they're grumpy because everything hurts, or that's just how they are, and like everyone in their like age group, that's just how they acted back in the like 70s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, like new age kids are super lighthearted. They're just like, oh, that guy's mean, but he's really just normal.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Like he might just be a normal. Damn, I didn't think about that.
Yo.
Nah, they gotta be mean.
They something has to hurt. Like you can't be mean and grumpy for no reason.
You can.
You know, I'm gonna be grumpy because this chair's super awkward. You know?
You know, originally I was gonna sit in the chair, and I thought you were gonna sit over here, but you sat down in the chair. I was like, all right, that's fine.
I thought it was one of those office chairs that goes down. You know, those hydraulics.
Yeah, the hydraulic chairs. You fucking put them on your lowrider.
Yeah.
But
speaking of age and podcast, yo, at what age do we cap this? Like, you know, we did our thing. TretoWithOutARadio hit millions and millions of views. Hypothetically speaking.
Yeah.
At what age is like, yo, I don't want to listen to those old grumps.
Dudes. I don't know. I think as long as you're relevant and you have an audience, it doesn't matter how old you are.
Because they're getting old too.
Right. Because your audience ideally would grow with you, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, for instance, the dude who's like, yeah, I worked in radio for 22 years and then I started a podcast. And it was a really successful podcast. And, you know, that dude was like, what, at least 40 in his like early mid 40s by the time he started that podcast.
Yeah, it'd be about 40.
Yeah, and so like people still wanted to listen to him, and I feel like it's the same thing with like radio hosts, like especially on the morning shows. Like those are older people. Like they're like,
you don't think about it though.
Yeah, you don't think about it, but they're like in their 40s and stuff, you know.
Yeah,
but
like Leon Rogers is old as shit.
How old is Leon Rogers?
Old enough. No, I don't know. Like,
all right, R. Kelly. No.
Nah.
Why you got to look at the camera? No.
No, but I'm saying like you don't
think about their
because you're only
age.
listening to. You're not listening to his personal life, you know. So it's like, oh, anybody could read a Subway commercial. You know, like.
Well, even then, like on the morning shows, like they get a little bit more leeway. They can actually like talk, and you get to know a bit about the people.
That's true.
I feel like their age doesn't really matter. It's just kind of, if they're interesting, they're interesting. You know?
Yeah. You think we're ahead of the wave? Like, because podcast isn't that like. That's the one thing I got from this whole like festival. How they were like, when you're trying to promote or like get ads and like approach companies to like advertise on your show, generally they think of advertisements as radio, newspaper, and TV.
Yep.
But with this whole podcast movement, like they don't really understand it, so they kind of don't want to do it. Do you think we're ahead of the game where it's like, yo, this shit's gonna like hit?
I think so. I think I don't know, maybe like 10 years, like radio will just be just music. Like there won't be people on the radio, you know?
Yeah.
And everything will just be podcasts or like some evolution between the two or something.
Yeah. We even spoke about it earlier this morning when on our drive over here, how XM radio, like, you when you have it, like, you love it, and then now that you don't have it, you're kind of like, fuck, dude, like, what am I going to do with all these, like, stations?
Yeah, all these empty presets that don't do anything.
You think FM radio is going to be the Blockbuster or, like, the Toys R Us, where it's just going to slowly...
kind of slowly die.
Yeah.
I think so. I think it's going to take a long time, though, because of the same thing that we talked about, like with the advertisers.
Yeah.
Because as long as advertisers are willing to spend money and buy up airtime,
they're spending a lot of money.
Yeah, and it's a lot. It's not cheap. As long as companies are still doing that and don't understand how podcast works, it's gonna stay around. But I think like maybe, I don't know, how old is a CEO? Give it like 15 years for like a new wave of CEOs that hopefully understand or have a better grasp on the internet and like how podcasts work.
Or they just naturally like grew up or listened to podcasts in college and they're like taking it with them.
Right, but if we wait for that, we'd have to wait like 40 years or something probably.
Oh shit.
Because if you think about it, like how long have podcasts really been around? Like I think it was like the mid 90s.
They've been around, yeah.
And like
it's just catching on. I think in the last 5 years it's exploded.
Right. And so content. Like if someone who listened to podcasts in the mid 90s when they first started, say they were like in college.
Yeah.
And so like right now they're like in their late 40s ish.
Okay.
And so like most CEOs are like what, like 60 plus?
Old farts.
Yeah. So like even if they're in line to be CEO, they got to wait for that guy to die or that guy to retire, and they got to wait for another guy.
And that guy still listens to like CDs.
Right, exactly. You're like, he might have a fucking 8-track or something.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And so like it's going to be a long time before the people making decisions at companies are like young enough that they grew up with podcasts or that they know of podcasts,
Yeah.
So I think if that's the way that it goes, it's going to be a long time before like FM radio dies out.
Yeah. Well, I was watching on Netflix. I was watching Evolution of Hip Hop or like Hip Hop Evolution.
Yeah.
Pretty much, it's like a 4 series
of that guy who dances on YouTube, right? No.
Well, yeah, no. Pretty much, I was watching the episode where Eminem was on, and they were explaining how this random white guy would show up to these battles and start like whooping everyone's ass. But the part that I took from that was he would show up with a white cassette. And then people would be like, listen to my demo, like, this is my tape. Now, like, no one has tapes.
You show up with your SoundCloud link.
But, like, even cars don't have tapes. Like, they barely have, like, CD players. And even then, like, people are looking for the Bluetooth or, like, aux cord.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like with radios, that's going to be, like, not the norm anymore. And it's going to be all satellite. And
like, your car comes with a FM radio? Weird.
Yeah. Or, like, even now, like... have you ever been in a car that has the Apple CarPlay, whatever?
Apple Car.
It literally has a button or the app for podcast.
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool. I typed in our podcast and then it came out all cool. No.
It was just there.
But yeah,
Find
you think
us on,
like
Apple Podcasts. No.
Yo, Apple Podcast. That's where it's at. Fuck, I lost my train of thought.
Oh, how the Apple Play and the podcast, there's an actual podcast button.
Yeah. So I feel like the radio is going to evolve where it's not going to be CD input. Like, it's not going to be like a station-based radio,
it's
but more
be like
so
an app or something.
It's more so going to be like a streaming device in your car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you. So it's just like a streaming.
That'd be cool.
A service on a streaming platform or something.
Yeah.
And then there's probably going to be a lot less radio stations too. Like it'll probably be like national radio stations, and you won't have like Chicago stations or Milwaukee stations. It's just going to be like, this is the station. You know, that kind of thing.
Kind of like
in Sirius XM radio and all that.
Yeah, exactly it. Yeah.
There's one top 40 station for the whole country.
And everyone listens to that station.
There's
like a reggae station or like
right. Yeah. And then you have like subgenres. There's like the 90s station, the fucking 80s station, the 70s station.
The TretoWithOutARadio station.
TretoWithOutARadio station. It's just podcasts back to back to back to back. Imagine how many podcasts we'd have to... How many episodes do you think we'd have to have in order to legitimately have a station that plays nothing but your podcast? Like...
You would have to be
24/7.
The freaking Beatles or the Drake of podcasts. Like, Drake has a lot of hits.
Exactly.
But if okay, so say like we average like 2 hours per episode.
You need 12 episodes per one day. So you would need, that's so many. No, never mind. Cut the idea. That's a terrible idea.
We could get a couple of months in. I think we could get a couple of months in.
I don't know. that reminded me of the two, like the last pair of presenters that we saw in the main room. They were like the biggest podcast that was there, I guess you could say.
Yeah. I forgot the name.
The food travel whatever.
Dude food
show cast. Yeah. No, dude
cat dick. No.
Cats. No.
Oh, cats.
They were talking about their post recording session. Like, so what happens after you guys are done and you hit save? Well, we go to the bar for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Get a couple drinks.
Drink a couple beers and then, just upload it.
And that's it.
Yo, and then I was even like, oh no, but like, you edit. Like, he's like,
nope.
He's like, what do you edit?
Edit? No.
Yeah, I was kind of like, surprised that they don't. Yeah. They literally just raw it and like raw dog it and just throw it up.
But I feel like they can, because since they record like in a network, like there's a dude there who his job is to make it sound good as you're recording.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do anything. And I imagine they're recording like in a legit like studio, like it's built to record.
High tech shit.
Yeah. So they don't have to worry about any of that.
Yo, would you be interested in joining a network?
I don't know. I was like,
I was trying to get their like pros and cons out of it, but they weren't giving me like, they were focused on their network. They weren't necessarily talking about
networks in general. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like from like the few pros that we did get, it was kind of like just ease of access things. It was like, they have the microphones, they have the recorder, they have like the sound engineer, they do the editing, and
you don't have to pay someone to record your stuff.
Yeah, and like that. And so I feel like that's not a problem for us, because we have, we don't need to pay someone for us to record somewhere,
Yo, we're like independent rappers.
Yeah, that's kind of how I thought about it.
Yeah,
we don't have to. We're not paying for someone's studio time to go use their microphones and go record on their equipment, because, well, as you guys can see, we can take our stuff wherever we want because it's our stuff,
Yeah.
And like we don't have to pay someone, and I don't know if they paid someone to do the mixing and like do the editing, because like they might just not know how.
Yeah.
And like we know how to do it and have the skills to do it.
Right.
So I think that was the biggest takeaway that I took from like the network benefit, is that you have the stuff available for you. Yeah. But if you already do the stuff, I feel like there's not much of a benefit outside of like, you could say that you're with a group and you kind of help yourself within that group. Yeah,
because it did mention that they cross-reference like the podcast. Yeah. So they'll like advertise their other networks' podcasts on theirs. Right. Which we could kind of do that already. Like, I mean, we've done it before with Russell and his podcast. Yeah. Like, it's just about going the extra mile and finding people and like bringing them to our show. Right. With a network, I feel like you're right. It's easily accessible to like their like database and like their network, their group of people, and like
I feel like it's kind of like we're closer to a position of like being a network than having to join a network.
Yo, if we become a network,
it's it'd be, because the way I see it, it's like we're in more of a position where someone can come to you and is like, yo, I have this idea for a podcast. Can you help me out?
Because we already have the equipment.
Yeah, because they're like, you guys have cameras, you have lighting, you have microphones, you have things to record, you guys know how to edit. Like, I just want to come in, record it, and like that's it. Like the next day or like the next week, there's an episode out. Yeah. So I feel like
we take.
We obviously don't you don't do all that for free.
We take 100% of the earnings.
Oh.
No. Yeah, what? No.
So like that kind of thing, Right. So like we're closer to someone coming to us asking for help on their podcast or like their equipment setup than we are to going to someone else and saying, "Hey, can you like help us record this or something?"
Yeah. And I guess this is cool for people that are interested in even starting their own podcast or like wherever, like on the fence about it.
Yeah, just give us 100% of your earnings. No.
sign your soul
away. Give us your firstborn child,
and we're good.
No. That's it. We'll just hit record. Forget about it. No.
Not last week or the week we had Jose on. I brought up how I like these guys from New York called The Basement Yard.
Yeah,
they have a podcast. If you want to check them out, but they're under the Joe Santagato Studio umbrella. Uh-huh. So in my head, I'm thinking if you join a network like that, where you could use their platform to help not just gain audience and like gain viewers, but like help establish yourself.
Yeah, get yourself out there.
Yeah, like wouldn't that be beneficial too? In a way, it's like we're not using their equipment, but we're using their
name or their brand.
Their name, their brand, their push. Do you think that's cheating, or is that just a smart step?
I don't know. I feel like it could go both ways. Like I feel like it's kind of cheating. But at the same time, like, I mean, it's a smart step because you're getting out in front of a lot more people. Yeah. But it's kind of, I see it like actual numbers and like inflated numbers, Because like if you have a big brand behind you, backing you up and pushing you, like it might get out and it might be listened to, let's say 1,000 people, and out of those 1,000, say 100 people were like, yeah, this is pretty cool. I'm gonna subscribe. I'm gonna keep listening. Uh-huh. Whereas the opposite of that would be, say you get in front of 100 people by yourself, and out of those 100 people, 10 people are like, yeah, like this is cool. Those 10 people, I feel, are going to be way more dedicated to your show and like be way more invested than those 100 people,
Because they've been there since the beginning and like they've seen the growth and development.
Right, and I feel like people just instinctively they like something more when they think that they found it, and it's like, oh, I came up on this, like I knew about these guys,
Yeah, like I knew them before they were cool. Yeah, like I knew them when they were up in Wisconsin.
Right, that when they were shooting out of hotel rooms.
Which makes sense because if you saw, or if you guys saw the not you because you were in it. No, the
I lived it.
The segment, the mini clip that we put up for Chance the Rapper. Yeah. Julio had a good point where he's like, yo, for us, we were there from the beginning. Obviously he's from Chicago, but like we were there when he was selling $10 t-shirts, or his shows were like $15 to get in. That gives you a sense of like pride where you're like, yo, I was there since like, the beginning.
It gives you a sense of like ownership too. Like, like I contributed to that. Like I helped him become what he is, Yeah.
Especially if once we start selling merch and stuff, it's like, yo, I bought like the OG shirt before, like, which can go a long way. Like, and then eventually, this is what I loved about today. Like, they were even touching topics of like doing a live show or like having like a live audience in front of you. That way, you're like, not only are they following you, but they could see you in person, and it's kind of like a mini like celebrity status in a way, but not really because you're not.
Well, like at the end of the day, like it kind of is. It's like people came to see you, like like you're doing something that they want to see and that they enjoy, and obviously want to see, in front of them, Yeah. So I think it is like
kind of like if you go to a Nutella factory and you see how it's made.
Exactly.
Like I enjoy Nutella, and I'm here watching them being
right.
Yeah,
and that's like,
shout out to Nutella. No, it's made in Canada.
I like how that's how. I like that. That was your go-to thing. Like I thought you were gonna say like a brewery or something. Yeah. Like people go to breweries like because it's cool. Like they're interested in it.
That's the hipster way to do it, though, man. I'd rather go see a Nutella factory. You know how chocolate's made?
No.
Oh, well, let's go. No. But you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's just the OG feeling where you're there since day one.
So that's why I feel like you can go both ways on that.
Yeah. All right, well, I'll reach out to Joe Santagato and I'll let him know. Like,
let him know that I think he's a bitch.
Oh shit, yo, he said it first. Yep. No.
What up? Come demonetize me. No.
Wow.
Take 100% of my earnings. No.
I would love to like. So I mean, Wisconsin's right here because we're like 2 hours away or whatever. Right. But like, I would love to go to like different states and go to like podcasts like meetups and be like, yo, what's up? We're from Chicago. Let's collaborate or do something.
Let's link
That's
up.
Another way to like expand our.
Yeah, because then audience. You're literally going to different markets, and I know one of the talks kind of hit on that as well. Yeah, about like geotagging and doing all that. But yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of cool stuff to take away, and I feel stuff that we can implement and make the show better. So I'm excited for that. It's gonna
be dope.
And
get lights in this place.
Get some lights in this hotel room next time. No.
Yeah.
I guess the last thing that sticks out to me about today so far was that we rented those Lime scooters, those electric scooters that they've been popping up in Chicago recently. They have them in other cities, and they have them here in Milwaukee right now. And man, I have never seen someone so tense on one of those. Like, Treto was like gripping that thing for life. And
bro, they go like 40 miles per hour. I was fucking. You were zooming, so I was zooming.
Yeah, but like every time I turned around, like, cause you're on it, you're just casual. I turn around and I see Treto like gripping that thing. Like, bro, like, chill.
Cause my whole thing is like, yo, one good pothole, my ass is in the air. Like, I'm gonna fall.
But then it's like, you know how they say if you're in a car crash, you should just go limp. Because if you try to stay rigid, your chances of breaking something are even higher.
Oh, really? I've never heard of that.
Oh, no.
Well, no.
Yeah, because like if you're holding your arm like this, like as hard as you can,
your bone's gonna snap or
it's
something.
It's gonna snap. But if it's just limp, like moving, however,
just bounce off the.
Yeah, there's less of a chance of something to break because there's no actual pressure going on. You're just flopping around like a fish.
Well, if you're on a scooter and you're busting your teeth on the concrete,
so. That was my favorite part of the day, hands down. Looking over Treto death grip on the scooter.
You know what's funny? When you mentioned it, you were super hyped. You like downloaded the app. In my head, I was like, fuck. But I've done it before. We went to Tennessee and they have them down there.
Yeah, that's why I didn't think it was gonna be a big deal.
But here's the catch, though. The stuff I put on my Snapchat, it was literally like I got on it,
that was
pedaled,
hit
that fucking gas, realized it goes fast as fuck. Got off. I was like, yo, I'm good. I tried it. Like, that's it. It's not for me. And now it's like, yo, I got to go a mile in downtown Milwaukee. Like, nah.
And which Milwaukee does have some bad streets. At least that portion that we rode, those were some bad streets. I'm not going to lie.
It was fun, though.
But, yeah, see, you're alive.
Yeah. It was cool. It sure beats sitting in an awkward Uber,
Yeah. You get the wind in your hair, your nice little breeze.
Got the birds chirping.
What else do you need?
Yeah, fuck those scooters. Yo, imagine going down fucking Damon Avenue or like somewhere in Chicago.
No,
like in a bike lane. There's traffic, a bus. Like,
you better hit that brake real quick.
I'm good. Why? No.
I'll just walk. No.
I'll just walk. I'm gonna be late. I'll be all right. No.
I'll get there when I get there.
Exactly. But yeah, man, today was fun.
It was a good day.
I agree.
I think that was my big takeaway. I guess did you have anything else that you wanted to hit on?
Do squirrels?
Oh my god!
Like when they penetrate. First of all, squirrels don't have dicks.
They have to have
it, right?
Yeah.
But like, so you know how like you see a squirrel and it's like super like, yo, get away from me.
Yeah.
When a squirrel is like in mating season, are they like let their guard down a little bit, like let their hair blow, like like are they more chill?
Yeah.
Because I would imagine a squirrel being so like,
I mean, they're
kind of like a hamster.
Yeah.
Remember like Family? Okay. All right. Well, we watched cartoons when we were little. Fairly Odd Parents.
Okay.
They had that skit about the hamster being so like. Do you remember he had a steak?
Oh,
and he was so like. He thought someone was gonna take his steak.
Oh yeah. He was super defensive of the steak.
Yeah. That's how I feel like a squirrel would be if it like found a mate.
Yeah.
It's like
super defensive of the mate.
Someone's gonna take my girl. Like
no, squirrels are loyal. You're just hating because they're loyal.
These squirrels ain't loyal, bro. But no, I don't know. It's just that was so random when she was like, "Yo, we're gonna see squirrels fucking," and in my head I was like, "Yo, I've never even thought of that." Like,
yeah.
And then one of the girls was like, "Do you think they just mate by like how a Samsung can transport data onto another Samsung?" A new
squirrel, yeah, because they were like, "Have you ever seen a pregnant squirrel?" And like,
no, that's the
exactly. So like maybe they just, and then there's a new squirrel.
Yeah, bro, like you never see them reproduce. Like I've never seen I've seen a baby squirrel, but like where'd they come from?
Yeah, it showed up one day.
It's so dumb.
But I don't know. Hopefully we sparked someone's interest in squirrels.
Yeah. All right, man. This has been another episode of TretoWithOutARadio. Our very first out of town episode.
Yeah, the first one not in the state of Illinois.
Real quick, what's your favorite thing about Wisconsin?
Poppers.
Ooh, we didn't even talk about that.
Toppers Pizza.
Yo, when we cut this camera, we're gonna go get some Toppers.
Best believe.
If you've never had Toppers, you're missing out on life. Best believe
you're missing out.
Yeah, that's... Now I'm all excited.
Yeah, look at you.
Yeah, look at that. No, we can scooter it there. No. All right, good shit, man. Well, Trade Without a Radio, you already know how it goes. Tune in next week where we'll have a squirrel as our very first squirrel as a guest. I don't know. That's stupid. No.
It's just sitting there.
Me. No, what? Do squirrels talk? No. I have so many questions. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.